Okay, trying to show you the location of the drain on the driver's side. Give you some, I'm looking back toward the back of the car, transmission pan, front drive shaft. If you're sporting an XI, all-wheel drive, you can see the little flap right there in the center of the screen right now on the drain port, the drain tube, and it's open. It's not clogged up here. I'm going to try to insert a tube and push some compressed air up through that, and from there it will go up into the AC box inside the console and hopefully clear the leak. If not, maybe there's a drain on the other side that's clogged. It's a lot harder to get to. One step at a time. Okay, here's my official drain unclogging tool. I found a piece of fuel line actually that's about the right size that'll go up inside that drain tube and form a good enough seal that I'll be able to push a reasonable amount of air up through the all the internal passageways and valving and hopefully clear out any obstruction. If I'm lucky, it'll blow it open and I'll get some water pouring out, which would be the best possible outcome and save me a lot of disassembly. The good news is that the hose I found is a absolutely perfect fit. It actually seals entirely inside the drain tube, and I can easily blow compressed air into through the hose, so it's obviously getting into the AC system all the way up, and but unhappily no drainage, so I'm thinking I might have a plug on the other side, which looks to be a lot more difficult. Okay, this is the passenger's or right side of the car. The phone will not focus up there, but you can see where the drain line comes out of the side of the wall. Basically, it's kind of hard to get the perspective, but to the left is the exhaust, to the right is the transmission pan, and then up in the you can see the 90-degree fitting coming out of the transmission tunnel sheet metal, and then there's a tube that heads back toward the rear of the car from there. I'm not really sure how I'm going to get to this. It's entirely encased by the transmission and the shielding and the exhaust and everything else, which is probably why the BMW description of how to do this job includes removing everything. Again, I'm sorry for the focus issues, but you can barely see the end of that. I jiggled things around. The end, the flapper end that covers the drain tube, which the BMW engineers so intelligently located above the shift linkage cable and the electronics plug that goes to the transmission, which is a great place to be draining water. Yikes. Is now visible. It's open. It's going to be very difficult to get a hose up there to try to blow some air through it. But I'm going to give it a shot anyway. I'm going to have to work around the transmission shifter linkage cable. You can see the gray, smaller cable running down there that runs right past the end of this thing, which of course would cause the drainage to come right down that to the mechanism, make sure it rusts. Good designing, BMW. I don't know who they hire to do these things, but they need to rethink their strategy. Okay, I couldn't really pull that drain line down no matter what I did, so I've made a little tool here just out of a piece of wire coat hanger with a hook in it that I'm hoping to be able to stick in the end of the tube, and I even cut a little bit of a sharp point on it here to help grab the rubber drain tube. I'm hoping to just pull it down far enough. It does seem loose in there. Pull it down far enough that it will be pointing down at a high enough angle that I'll be able to slide the the fuel line into it to blow compressed air up into the tube. So wish me luck. Okay, it's hard to see, but the wire hanger, you can see it right beside the opening of the tube that's sticking out. The little flap is kind of the oblong thing sticking off to the right a little bit. It's open. I don't know if I can get the tube in there or not at this angle, but I'm going to give it a shot. May end up having to use a smaller hose just so I can get it in there, and hope that that will still induce enough airflow to clear the blockage if there is one. Okay, you can hear the compressor running, and I actually have the hose. It actually gave me enough movement to get the hose actually inserted into the drain tube. Nice tight seal. I blew up full pressure into the drain hose, which should have cleared any obstruction. I didn't get any flow, which makes me think there really isn't an obstruction, although now, hey, I know for sure and I know how to get to it. So that's kind of the deal, guys. I hope you have fun with this at least as much as I did.